Hey, Austin. Thanks for signing up for this portfolio review. I'm sorry that I'm just getting to it now, but I have your portfolio opened here. I'm going to walk through it. I saw you left me some notes, and we'll talk about those in a minute. So here we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me just make sure. Sorry, one second. Okay, so I have your portfolio open here. Let me just minimize some of these screens, and we're good. So I had a quick look, and just want to make sure you want to talk about should I be showing more work and talking about trust in the designs. And you are leaning more towards should I be keeping the work somewhere for current or have brand design work when I'm hiring? Design opportunities, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So as a recommendation, I think 6 projects is fine. So you have 6 projects here on your homepage. That's fine. One thing to keep in mind, right? If you want to do more brand work, then you want to show more branding work, right? Other stuff like you want to be showing the work that you want to continue doing. And if you're applying to jobs where that's going to be a focus, maybe your first 3 are all brand focused, and then maybe the next 3 or the next 2, whatever, are different. Maybe they're web design, maybe they're this, maybe they're that, whatever. Um, One thing on your homepage, I'm not a fan of how these numbers are falling into the margins here. I think they should just all be aligned here. Same thing with the dates. It's not my favorite layout, but I think you can kind of arrange it here in a way that makes sense. The one thing I'm missing on here, it'd be nice to have some sort of header or something that has like a little introduction, maybe an image of you. You're a designer that focuses on creating branding materials for X, Y, and Z companies. That's, I think, really, really big. And so, yeah, I clicked into your about page. I know you have a picture of yourself there. Graphic designer based in the Bay Area, grid heavy, design and branding. Okay. I like how you have your experience and stuff here. Um, if you are working towards getting brand design jobs or internships or something like that, if you have any experience related to that, it'd be really nice to have that on here as well. Contact. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's click into this. So I've clicked into a couple projects. The one thing that I'm missing here, there is a couple of notes on this like overview, right? Um, One, I found that you are kind of shifting perspectives. So you're like talking about it from your perspective, and then you're talking about it from the brand. That tone, that voice kind of shifts a little bit. You kind of want to write these in a way where, like, if you were talking to me and explaining what this brand was about and what you did, like you want to keep that first person perspective. The next thing, and related to the notes that you left on the review details, I do think you absolutely should be talking about the choices that you made here. If you came up with the logo type, how did you do that? What made you create these long extended letters? What made you choose the pink and blue colors? You kind of had some details about this festival being eco-friendly. Did that have any influence on your visual choices? What were some of these things? These are all details that you want to include. And you can also continue having those throughout the page, right? You don't need to have those all the way at the top here. If you have a bunch of images about the logo, maybe you talk about why you decided on the logo you did, what you were thinking when you decided to start sketching, all of that stuff. I think that's really important. I'm not a fan of having just text here and then just a dump of images, like here's all the other stuff. It can work, but I think you need to be a little bit more thoughtful in your page layout and your page design when you do that. um right now, when you have this grid of images and stuff, it seems like just I'm overwhelmed with things to look at. You kind of want to walk through these step by step, right? Work your way from the logo and how you came up with that to maybe the poster designs. Then, if there's an app, that I think actually would probably go second. Your printed materials, your merch, you want to kind of step through that. Yeah, like there's web design here. Also, like I'm not really getting much with just these two images, right? Like if you did web design, maybe think about, consider extending a little bit more of the pages, right? Maybe do one or two pages. If it's a festival website, maybe you should have a page with a lineup here, or the festival info, things like that. What else did I click into? Let's go back to another project. This is kind of cool. Okay, I had a friend who did a similar project. Monochrome is an eco-friendly paint brand which offers a plethora of black and white paints. We have interior, exterior paints which come with. So yeah, you're kind of like writing this from the perspective of like if you were the brand. And it's I'm not a fan of it. Again, like this is your portfolio. You should be talking about why you came up with this project, if it was self-initiated, if it was for a client. What about this brand made you go into this direction of like this big, bold sans serif typeface, this pattern, things like that. And while it's great, I see you have a bunch of the mock like the die lines for this, and that's cool. But for an image like this, right, where I'm sure maybe you made this out of paper and you fold it, you might want to go back in with Photoshop and just kind of touch some of the stuff up, right? Um, where does this idea for the pattern come from, right? Like, why is this such a bold brand? Is it because they only sell two colors? Like these are all details that I think would be really good to have on here. New black, charbone, beyond blue. So, and this too, right? Like there's something cool here about the having all these different versions of black and stuff. And so can you talk about that? Can you show these in a way that's more, it gives it a little bit more attention? Because again, I'm just getting a lot of images at once here. Um I'm also not a fan that these are all like different shades of white, right? Like I guess like is that intentional? Should these be on a white background with an outline to show that these are just sides of the box or something like that. Um, Things to think about in this project, definitely. And let's click into this customer service support. Just committed to supporting communities. Oh, this is good. See, like this is a nice image, and I get to look all like it's got three things in it. That's fine, but I get to look at that one image as I'm scrolling here, right? And that to me is just a little bit nicer. It's one, and I think the reason I advocate for having less images being shown at once, right? Like this is okay. A two upgrade's totally fine. This is another good image. It's just like it slows down the pace at which I need to scroll through this page. Whereas with the monochrome and the Astoria Festival, it's just like so much stuff that I'm scrolling and I'm seeing. Whereas this is giving me a little bit more space to kind of look and rest my eyes to look at this stuff and really take it in. So this is a good example. They truly put all their LGs very sleek and minimal, which is easily portrayed in their products and advertising. There's something I felt more okay. And this too is starting to talk a little bit more about the details and the intention behind the project and what you guys did. So that's good. I'm glad I clicked into this project. All right. If you have any questions, you have my email. Again, sorry for the delay here, and I hope you found this helpful and have a great day.